tingling in your hands feels like static on the line. The weakness in your legs feels like a brownout in the system. What if these are not just random symptoms, but a sign that your body's beautiful and intricate network is failing? What if you could become the chief engineer of its repair project? Today, we are not just giving you a list of foods, we are giving you the blueprint for the network reconstruction protocol. Welcome back to Healthier Daily, the channel where we give you the simple, science-backed truths to live a stronger and more independent life after 60. I'm your host, Dr. Ben Carter, and to be our wise chief engineer for this important reconstruction project, we are joined by a physician who has spent his life teaching the profound wisdom of rebuilding our bodies with a logical and a very intelligent plan. It is our great honor to welcome Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara.
Thank you for having me, Ben. A strong and a beautiful network requires two very important things. It needs high-quality materials, and it needs the skilled workers to be able to assemble them. If either of these is missing, the entire system will fail. We must learn to provide both. This is so very important. I had a patient, a wonderful man who was a retired engineer. He had spent his entire life designing and building beautiful and complex systems. But now, in his retirement, he felt that his own personal network was beginning to fail. He had the tingling in his hands, which he called the static, and the weakness in his legs, which he called the brownouts. He, the master engineer, felt powerless to be able to fix his own beautiful machine.
And that is exactly what our guide is all about today. In this detailed masterclass, Chief Engineer Hinohara is going to give us the complete two-part blueprint for this important project. In our journey, we will first learn how to assemble crew number one, the supply crew, which is responsible for delivering all of the raw materials. And then we will learn how to hire crew number two, the construction crew, which is responsible for assembling those materials into a strong and a very resilient network. It is a true blessing to have this kind of knowledge, to be able to understand the beautiful and the very intricate network that we have been given in our own bodies. If you are ready to get your own personal blueprint and to begin your network reconstruction project this beautiful Saturday morning, please type the number 1 in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe to our channel. It's completely free, and you will not want to miss a single part of this very important engineering plan. Okay, Chief Engineer Hinohara, our network reconstruction project begins now. As our viewers are waking up on this beautiful Saturday morning, ready to start their important work, what is the very first and the most foundational step in our two-part blueprint? Where does a project of this magnitude and importance begin?
Yes, a beautiful and a successful reconstruction project cannot possibly begin until all of the necessary materials are delivered to the construction site. The first and the most important phase of our entire blueprint is to assemble crew number one, the supply crew. This is the beautiful and the very hard-working crew that is responsible for bringing all of the essential raw materials to our body's factory. Now, it is very important for our viewers to understand that there are two very different kinds of raw materials that our beautiful factory needs. First, it needs the pre-assembled parts. These are the ready-made components that can be used for a very quick and an immediate repair. And second, it also needs the basic raw materials, which are the fundamental building blocks from which our own beautiful internal factory can create its own parts from scratch. For this first part of our discussion, we will focus on the pre-assembled parts.
And for our patient, the retired engineer, I imagine this was a very logical and a very familiar place for him to begin his own project.
It was. He was a very practical man. And when I explained to him that we must first deliver the parts to the factory, he understood immediately. His first assignment was to learn how to make a beautiful and a very simple slow-cooked chicken broth. He was for the very first time taking an active role in his own supply chain.
So let's start with those beautiful pre-assembled parts. What are the best and the most powerful food sources for these?
Our three most powerful sources for these pre-assembled parts are a beautiful, slow-cooked bone broth, the simple and humble gelatin, and the mighty sardine.
And this is such a powerful and a very wise collection of materials for our factory. Let's look at the deep science of each of these, starting with the beautiful and traditional bone broth and the often overlooked chicken skin.
Yes, the skin is a very important part of this beautiful medicine.
It is. As we have discussed, the tingling in our hands and the weakness in our legs is often a sign that the beautiful network of our body, the collagen, is beginning to break down. The beautiful and the very gelatinous broth that is made from slowly simmering chicken or beef bones, especially the joints and the parts with the skin still on, is our richest and most direct food source of bioavailable preformed collagen. As the source text for our video so wisely notes, the chicken skin itself is incredibly rich in type 1 collagen, which is the most abundant type in our entire body, and it is the very collagen that gives our skin its firmness and our blood vessels their beautiful strength. A 2022 clinical trial that was published in Clinical Interventions in Aging found that older adults who ate cooked chicken skin just 3 times a week showed a remarkable 31% increase in their type 1 collagen density within just 12 weeks. And the beautiful joints and the cartilage that are in the bones that you are simmering are, of course, a very rich source of type 2 collagen, which is the specific type that our own cartilage is made of. So by consuming this beautiful and traditional broth, you are providing your factory with a direct and a very welcome shipment of the exact finished parts that it needs to be able to immediately begin to reinforce your joints and your blood vessels. Now, doctor, I know from the source text that there is a more convenient and a more concentrated version of this beautiful material.
Yes, if the bone broth is the beautiful whole log that you bring to the construction site, then the beautiful gelatin is the perfectly cut and the pre-milled lumber.
That is a perfect analogy. The plain and unflavored gelatin, which is simply the cooked and the broken down form of collagen, is like a pure and a very easily absorbable version of these precious building blocks. It is incredibly rich in the 3 most important amino acids that our body needs to be able to build all of the collagen in our entire body. And those are glycine proline and hydroxyproline. As the source text for our video today notes, a 2020 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors who added just 10 grams of this beautiful gelatin to their daily routine had noticeable and very beautiful improvements within just 8 weeks. Their skin was more hydrated, their joints felt less stiff, and their calf muscles were firmer. It is a very simple and a very powerful tool.
So we now have our beautiful materials from the land. What is our final pre-assembled part that we can get from the sea?
Our final part for this crew is the humble but the mighty sardine. The beautiful sardine is a truly unique treasure. Because we eat the entire and beautiful fish, we are getting the skin, we are getting the bones, and we are getting all of the connective tissue. And this provides our factory with a rich and a very beautiful supply of both type 1 and type 3 collagen. And the type 3 collagen is especially important for our mission today because it is the very collagen that is responsible for keeping our blood vessels strong and very flexible. The beautiful, strong blood vessels are what ensure that the precious oxygen and all of the beautiful nutrients can reach all of the way down to our hands and to our feet. And the science on this is very clear. As the source text notes, a 2021 study in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who ate sardines just 3 times a week were able to improve the circulation in their legs by 19%, and they were able to reduce their ankle swelling by 27% in just 10 weeks. This is a profound and a very beautiful demonstration of the power of these pre-assembled parts.
It is a truly blessed and a wonderful thing to know that these simple, these very humble, and often very affordable foods can be such a powerful and an intelligent medicine for the beautiful and intricate network of our bodies.
So our supply crew has now successfully delivered all of the beautiful pre-assembled parts to our construction site. The beautiful bone broth, the simple gelatin, and the mighty sardine are providing a direct and a very powerful supply of ready-to-use collagen for our body. Our factory warehouse is now stocked with these beautiful pre-assembled components, which is a perfect and a very important first step for our viewers to take this beautiful Saturday. But Chief Engineer Hinohara, as you have always so wisely taught us, a good and a very resilient factory does not only rely on pre-made parts that are shipped in from the outside. A truly great factory also has the power to be able to manufacture its own parts from the most basic of raw materials. This brings us to the second and the most profound part of our supply crew's mission. What about the fundamental raw materials, the raw steel of our project?
That is a very wise and a very profound question, Ben. It is the most important question of all. Sometimes the factory needs the pre-made parts for a quick and an immediate repair. But to be able to build a truly strong and a lasting network, the factory must also have the raw iron ore, the raw steel, to be able to forge its own beautiful and custom-designed components from scratch. And our most powerful, our most nutrient-dense, and our most complete source of these fundamental raw materials is the beautiful and very humble liver. Now, I know that for many of our viewers, especially here in America, this can be a very challenging food, but I encourage you to listen with an open and a very curious mind. Because this one simple food is a true and a very profound superfood for your body's beautiful and intricate network.
And for your patient, the retired engineer, I imagine this was a difficult component for him to accept into his new blueprint.
It was at first. He had not eaten liver since he was a small child, and he did not have fond memories of it. But he was a man of science and of logic. He was a man who understood the importance of a good and a very detailed blueprint. And when I showed him the technical specifications of this beautiful food, when I showed him the incredible and undeniable list of its powerful nutrients, he understood its superior and its undeniable power. He was willing to give it a try for the good of his beautiful project.
So let's look at those beautiful technical specifications for our viewers at home. Let's look at the blueprint of this incredible food. First and most importantly, as the source text for our video so wisely notes, the liver is an incredible source of the amino acid glycine. Glycine is the most abundant and the most important amino acid in our entire collagen matrix. For our viewers at home, you can think of it as being the main and most fundamental steel beam in the entire structure of our network. Approximately 1/3 of all the protein in our collagen is made from this one simple, beautiful amino acid. The liver is providing a rich and a very direct supply of the most important raw material of all. The second great treasure of the beautiful liver is its very rich supply of true preformed vitamin A, which is the retinol form. And this is so very important. The beautiful vitamin A is not just for our eyesight. It is a master regulator of our gene expression, and it is absolutely essential for the process of cell differentiation, which is the beautiful and intelligent process by which our body tells its stem cells to become new and healthy cartilage cells or chondrocytes. So the beautiful vitamin A is acting as the project foreman that is directing the entire construction of our new and beautiful tissue.
And as the source text for our video today so wisely notes, it also contains two other very important and very skilled members of our beautiful construction crew.
Yes, the liver is also an incredible source of our two master technicians for our collagen factory, the minerals copper and zinc. And as we will learn in our next section, these minerals are absolutely essential cofactors or helper tools that our construction crew will need to be able to do their beautiful and important work. The beautiful copper is like the welder on the construction site. It is what helps to create the strong and the very important cross-links between all of our collagen and our elastin fibers. And the beautiful zinc is like the diligent and the very precise machinist. It is a critical cofactor for all of the enzymes that are responsible for protein synthesis in our body. So you see, this one single humble and very powerful food is a complete and a very powerful supply depot, all in one beautiful package. It is providing the raw materials, the project foreman, and the master technicians all at the same time. It is a true and a very profound superfood for the beautiful and intricate network of our bodies. So our supply crew has now delivered both the pre-assembled parts and the essential raw materials to our factory. Our warehouse is full, but Dr. A's factory, full of the best materials in the world, is still a silent and a very useless factory if there are no workers on the factory floor to be able to assemble them.
That is exactly right. The project cannot possibly begin until the workers arrive. And this now brings us to the final and the most important phase of our entire blueprint for healing.
And we love sharing this kind of holistic and hopeful wisdom with our global community. To help us see our global community, please let us know what city, state, or country you are watching from. We love hearing from all of you. So our supply crew has now successfully delivered a full and a very complete inventory of materials to our beautiful construction site. We have the pre-assembled parts from our beautiful bone broth and our sardines, and we have the essential raw steel from the powerful liver. The warehouse of our factory is now full, but Chief Engineer Hinohara, as you have so wisely taught us, even the most beautiful and the most expensive materials in the world are completely and totally useless if they are just sitting in a pile on the ground. A blueprint is useless without the builders. This now brings us to the final and the most important part of our project.
Yes, this is the great and the most magical part of our entire blueprint. Now that all of the beautiful materials are on the site, we must now hire the skilled and the intelligent workers who know how to be able to read the blueprint and to be able to assemble those materials into a strong and a very beautiful network. This is crew number 2. We must now hire the construction crew. And for our patient, the retired engineer, this was the final and the most profound revelation of all. He, the master engineer, understood this principle better than anyone. He understood that you must not only deliver the steel and the concrete to the site, but you must also bring the welders and the masons to be able to do the beautiful and important work.
So, who is the most important member of our beautiful construction crew? Dr. Who is the chief engineer of our collagen factory.
The chief engineer, the foreman of the entire and beautiful operation, is, of course, the beautiful and the very humble Vitamin C.
And its role is so absolutely critical that we must take a moment to truly and deeply understand it. Let's look at the beautiful and intricate science of this. The beautiful protein collagen has a very unique and a very strong triple helix structure. It is like 3 beautiful ropes that are woven together to create a very strong and a very flexible cable. And the beautiful vitamin C is the master weaver. Specifically, it is the essential cofactor for two very important enzymes in our body that are responsible for a process that is called hydroxylation. This is the chemical spark that allows the amino acids proline and lysine to be able to form the strong and beautiful cross-links that hold the entire structure together. Without this beautiful and essential spark from our vitamin C, the beautiful and strong fabric of our collagen would completely and totally unravel. And the source text for our video today highlights one of the most powerful and delicious sources for this essential formin. And that is the beautiful and tropical fruit papaya.
And the beautiful papaya brings with it another very special and very skilled worker for our team, does it not?
It does. As the source text so wisely notes, the papaya also contains a very special enzyme that is called papain. The beautiful papain is like a specialized demolition tool on our construction site. Its beautiful and very intelligent job is to help our body to be able to break down old and damaged proteins, which clears the way for our beautiful construction crew to be able to build the new and healthy collagen network. So the beautiful papaya is not only providing the foreman for the new construction, but it is also providing the demolition crew to be able to clear away all of the old and the damaged ruins. So vitamin C is our essential foreman, and it is the non-negotiable leader of our entire construction crew. Who are the other skilled workers on our team, Doctor?
Our other skilled workers are the beautiful and very precise, skilled tradesmen of our project. And these are the same beautiful minerals that we found in our wonderful liver. They are the minerals zinc and copper.
And this is a beautiful and a very profound example of the synergy that is in nature. The beautiful liver not only provides the raw materials, but it also provides some of the essential tools to be able to work with those materials. As we have discussed, the beautiful copper is like the master welder on our construction site. It is the essential mineral that helps to create the final and the most important strong crosslinks between all of our beautiful collagen and our elastin fibers. And the beautiful zinc is like the master tool maker. It is a critical cofactor for hundreds of different and very important enzymes in our body, including all of the enzymes that are responsible for our protein synthesis. So it is the beautiful zinc that is responsible for making sure that all of the tools in our beautiful factory are in perfect and beautiful working order. Now, Chief Engineer Hinohara, let's go back one final time to our patient, the retired engineer, who was suffering from the static and the brownouts in his own personal network.
This was the beautiful and the very successful conclusion to his reconstruction project. The man who had spent his entire life understanding beautiful and complex systems finally learned to apply that same beautiful logic to his own body. He understood that to be able to fix his beautiful and failing network, he must not only deliver the materials, but he must also hire the workers. He began his beautiful new protocol. He hired his supply crew by learning to make a beautiful and a very nourishing bone broth, and by bravely incorporating a small and a very mindful amount of the beautiful liver into his weekly diet. And at the exact same time, he hired his construction crew by having a beautiful and a very delicious bowl of fresh papaya every single morning for his breakfast. And after a few months of following this complete and very beautiful blueprint, something truly wonderful began to happen. The static in his hands, the constant and frustrating tingling, began to fade away. And the brownouts in his legs, that feeling of deep and profound weakness, began to disappear. He told me that for the very first time in many, many years, his own internal network was finally running smoothly and with a new and a very beautiful power. His network had been fully and completely restored.
That is a truly beautiful and a blessed story, Doctor. It is a powerful reminder that our bodies are the most beautiful and the most intelligent systems that we have ever been given, and that they have an incredible and a God-given capacity to be able to heal and to rebuild themselves if we just give them the proper and the blessed blueprint. Doctor, that is an incredible and a very powerful story of a complete and a total reconstruction. You have taken the frightening and very confusing problem of tingling hands and weak legs, and you have given our viewers a clear, a calm, and a very logical blueprint to be able to rebuild their body's beautiful network. Your network reconstruction protocol is a revolutionary new way for all of us to think about our senior health. By learning to hire both the supply crew to deliver the beautiful collagen and its raw materials, and the construction crew to be able to assemble them, our viewers can now stop feeling like a victim of their chronic joint pain, and they can start to become the wise and the confident chief engineer of their own health. This important knowledge is a true and a very powerful cornerstone of a proactive senior health strategy. It is a way to be able to find a clear and a hopeful path away from the daily misery of chronic joint pain and to live a more comfortable and a more mobile life. Now, for our viewers at home who are watching this beautiful Saturday morning and are inspired to become the chief engineer of their own body, what is the chief engineer's action plan? What is the simple and the very actionable plan that they can start this weekend?
Yes, the master blueprint for a new and a very wise chief engineer is a very simple and a very beautiful one. And it begins with a new and a very clear set of instructions for your new week. You must not try to do everything all at once. That is the path to failure. Instead, you will begin with 3 simple and very logical steps. Your first and most important job as the chief engineer is to perform a gentle system audit. For the next few days, I want you to simply and gently listen to your own beautiful network. Where are the static and the brownouts the most noticeable? Is it the tingling in your hands? Is it the weakness in your legs? And then you will look at your current supply chain. How many of our beautiful supply crew and construction crew members are already a part of your daily diet? You are simply and with great curiosity assessing the current state of your beautiful system. Your second job for this new week is to hire 1 new crew. You will not try to rebuild your entire factory in one single day. You will simply choose 1 new crew to focus on. Perhaps this week you will focus on the supply crew. And your only job will be to learn how to make a beautiful and a very nourishing pot of bone broth. Or perhaps you will focus on the construction crew, and your only job will be to have a beautiful and a delicious bowl of fresh papaya every single morning. And your third and final job for this week is to create 1 simple daily ritual. You will create 1 simple and very beautiful daily ritual around that 1 new action. It is just 1 small and very consistent act of engineering. This is how the beautiful and the very successful reconstruction project begins.
That is a perfect and a very achievable action plan for this weekend, Doctor.
Your beautiful body is the most intelligent and the most beautiful machine that you will ever own. It is a beautiful and a very sacred self-repairing network. Your only job as its wise and its loving engineer is to simply and gently provide it with all of the beautiful and the blessed tools that it needs to be able to do its own beautiful and intelligent healing work.
That is a beautiful and a very empowering message to end on, Doctor. Thank you for sharing your incredible reconstruction blueprint with us today. And for all of you who are watching at home, if you found this guide empowering and you are excited to begin your own network reconstruction project, please give this video a like. It truly helps others who may be feeling lost or in pain to be able to find this important and life-changing information. And be sure to share it with a friend or a family member who you know needs to hear this hopeful message. If you have not already, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel. It is completely free and it ensures that you will not miss our next deep dive into your health and your well-being. We would be so honored to have you as a part of our growing community of healing engineers. And for our community discussion today, we would love to know which crew, the supply crew or the construction crew, will you be hiring for your own network reconstruction project? First, please share your first step in the comments below. And finally, it is absolutely essential that you speak with your personal doctor or a registered dietitian before making any significant changes to your diet, especially if you have existing health conditions. Our conversation today is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for the direct medical advice from your own trusted physician. Thank you for being with us. Be well.